Hello and welcome to the Tavern Chat podcast. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor at the Tenkar's Tavern blog, Discord server, meme group, Facebook group, Twittering, and YouTube, youtube.com/Eric Tenkar, ERIKTENKAR. Listen, you can listen to the podcast there. Some of the podcast episodes are going to be recorded live via YouTube, and there is some additional content that may link into the podcast, but is more visual, and therefore it's up on YouTube. So please sign up to the channel. If you watch something you like it, appreciate it, folks. Today is an Amazon Prime day. Today is Tuesday, October 13th. The 13th and the 14th are the Amazon Prime sales days, and some pretty big sales going on at Amazon. There's some big sales, though. Dirt cheap gaming dice, and you can also grab Zweihander for like, I don't know, $27 in hardcover. I mean, these are prices that are hard to beat. If you want to help the tavern, go to tankhouse.tavern.com and use one of our links for Amazon. So what am I going to talk about today? Well, it's going to be something I talked about earlier today over on YouTube. And it was a live cast. And what I was talking about was Tunnels and Trolls. Now, here's the thing with Tunnels and Trolls. Tunnels and Trolls is a game that was written by Ken St. Andre after he played a session or two of D&D White Box, the old original D&D. And he played it back in like, I don't know, 1974, 75, shortly after it came out. He played it in college, and he liked the game, but couldn't afford the rules. So from memory, from his maybe one or two times playing it, he sat down and wrote out his own RPG. Now, the thing was, too, in the case of many players back then, nobody had polyhedral dice. Okay, polyhedral dice weren't even used in war games at the time. They were used in like science classes if you could find them. So he designed Tunnels and Trolls using 6-sided dice. So the first edition of Tunnels and Trolls came out, and I don't know, I think there were like 50 copies or something like that. Ken's spoken about in the past. And they were all printed out on a school copier or printer and stapled lengthwise. Okay, it's not like you have like somebody stapling. It was stapled along the binding. Okay, that was the first edition of Tunnels and Trolls. Second and third edition have the same cover. I believe they're different colors. I have a second edition. It was Ken's personal play copy. Second edition expands upon the rules a little bit, and I don't want to say that there was worry about game balance. There wasn't. And to be honest with you, I don't think the game system really started coming into its own. Maybe fourth edition, maybe. Like, I couldn't speak for third. I would believe it's very similar to second. But when you had fifth edition, because fourth edition was spiral bound. Second and I believe third were also stapled. When you got to fifth edition, well, there are multiple versions of it, but fifth edition was bound by a regular printer. It's got the glue binding. It's a much larger, more expansive book. And again, don't want to say it was worried about game balance, and it was certainly a game that was designed by somebody who had some wargaming experience, because it's another one of those rule sets where you're looking at rules by section number. Now, there's a reason why I was talking today about the Tunnels and Trolls Corgi solo adventures. And the Corgi editions are special editions. Well, they were licensed by Corgi over in the UK. They were distributed, I guess, in the Commonwealth. So there's pricing on these for the UK pricing. What is it? UK, New Zealand, Australia. These were printed about 25 years ago. There are 4 of these dual adventures. Well, 3 of them are dual adventures. One of them is the City of Terrors. That's a single adventure. These are solo adventures. But what they include, which I think is a great deal, that's why I talked about it on YouTube earlier today, is that they include a version of the rules, an abbreviated version of the full TNT Tunnels and Trolls rules. But when I say a full version, it includes fighters and warriors and magic users. So you have warriors and wizards. Sorry, I'm D&D in the classes, right? Fighters and magic users, warriors and wizards. Has spells through level 11, and really you could run TNT from what's in this abbreviated version of these rules, which cover, I don't know, 24 pages. These books are in stock at Flying Buffalo. I know the 3 dual adventure books are. As for the Sea of Terrors, they have it, and I'm not sure if it's the Corgi edition or the full size. These are like trade paperback sizes. I would ask. You're going to have to go to Flying Buffalo, look up their phone number, or email them because the web store is kind of flaky. But flat shipping, by the way, I think it's $11. Stock up. I mean, I think the last time I ordered like 3 of each or 4 of each, and I gave them away. And it's a great gift. Christmas is coming up. If you got gamers in your group, I'm not getting paid for this, folks. Give them away. It can only be a boon for your group. Now, before I forget, this episode of the podcast is actually sponsored. Yes, we've reached the point where we have sponsorship. And being in my position, I get to choose which sponsors I take on. So in this case, we took on Fail Squad Games. Fail Squad Games is Lloyd Metcalf. He has Maximum HP number 4. It's a gaming Zine. It's currently kickstarting at the moment, obviously on Kickstarter. And it comes in a 5e and an Osric version. Where else are you going to get a Zine that's going to be, I mean, and these are thick Zines. They aren't like Torchlight, okay? I'm very proud of Torchlight. But these are thick, full-color covers. And they are well worth the gaming dollars. It's the October issue, so it's got an undead theme going on it. But I'm going to really stress, when it comes to Tunnels and Trolls, if you haven't tried it yet, these books are a great introduction. If you want to enjoy something that resembles those like fighting fantasy books you used to play as a kid, TNT, your character can actually level, right? You can actually improve. So why not? It's really, the prices are ridiculously cheap if you go right to the Flying Buffalo set. Now, if you look for this stuff on eBay, you are going to get robbed. Okay? Somebody's going to, violate you with a closed fist for the prices they're asking for this shit. And they're beat up copies. These are what they call, new old stock. On American Pickers, that's what they say, right? New old stock, still in a box. This is new old stock mint. What you're not going to find, though, at the Flying Buffalo site, or probably anywhere, occasionally on eBay, is the Corgi edition of the full rules for Tunnels and Trolls. They are the 5th edition rules of TNT, which are out there in many versions, not including different covers from Flying Buffalo and a small orange box from the UK, and then a large oversized black box in the UK. There's many versions of it out there, but the Corgi edition is hard to find. I have 2 copies I bought on eBay years ago. They were expensive then, and they are beat up, heavily played copies. These are not hardcover books. These are softcover. So they take a wear and tear. That's expensive on eBay. But really, if you want an introduction to TNT, get the dual adventure titles from Flying Buffalo Direct. like I said, give them out as gifts for Christmas to your gaming group, or get your gaming group to chip in. Everybody gets a set. That way, your shipping is cheap, right? Just make that box big. They also have Mercenary Spies and Private Eyes on sale too, which is basically a tunnels and tolls system with some skills added, uh, made into like a James Bond type of game, which is pretty cool. Folks, as always, thank you, thank you for following this podcast, giving us a listen. Really, I can't stress this enough. The downloads have been huge this month. Uh, it's nice to know that I'm reaching a substantial audience, and I appreciate the feedback. You can leave a voicemail either through the app, or I believe the number is 347-507-5168. I could be wrong. Might be wrong. What do I know? Folks, we are still in the world of COVID. Use common sense. All right. Keep yourself, your family, your friends healthy, and safe. And as always, be safe, be well, God bless. Roll those dice. I will talk with you alls in Giannis. Later, folks.